Hello, and welcome to Trump Gold Q Part 2. We're going to keep America great. So I could go over all the amazing things that Trump has done lately, but I'd just be rehashing the obvious, so I'll let you just savor them more on your own. What we're going to get into this time is all the attempts at division, at misdirection, at trying to manipulate where your energy is going and how you perceive things, because Mockingbird and COINTELPRO. So speaking of division, about now the there it goes. Yep, the weights flew out of the weighted jump rope I was using. So we're gonna move on to some new prop. Yay! So on the surface, you could see all the connections between like Kushner and Soros, Trump and the Rothschilds, Melania and a horrendous industry that uses and abuses people. But that's when you start to realize that the people who would have the goods to take down all the bad actors, all the black hats, all the just the crime families that have been running everything, well, these people would have to know their machinations. So what makes a great movie? Great actors. You gotta figure if you're gonna infiltrate, you're gonna have to do some things, but you don't necessarily have to compromise your integrity in the meantime. As long as you're willing to play ball reliably, they're not going to try to force you into situations that you're going to look back on later and say, ooh, that was not good. Like those brownstone operations. So things like Trump going to Epstein's island. Well, Epstein would have thrown a lot of parties and, as a cover, because, hey, there's people coming and going all the time. Yeah. Like they wouldn't be destroying children every single time someone shows up. You got to figure if Kushner was with Soros, well, he used Soros money against Soros, because this is coming from that Fifth Avenue stuff. Like, there's a Trump Tower that is blocking a point of power in the pentagram from the Fifth Avenue stuff. So, was Trump in on it back in the day? Something changed, maybe the birth of Barron, or he saw a way to not have to destroy the world, because way back when, these were the power players, and there was nothing you could do to touch them, short of basically pretending to go along with what they're doing, and then last second saying, gotcha bitch. So, what we're seeing is people like Mueller, who have very likely ruled, who have the goods on like the Uranium-1 stuff. You have all these people with insider information who had been silenced for a very long time and forced to go along with things. You had the Clintons with their drug operations, like stemming back all the way to Arkansas, like drugs and people. So everyone knew about this stuff, but what could you do about it? Like when Trump had to get involved with the Rothschilds, well, who destroyed him in the first place? Oh, it was those banks. Matter of fact, it was the Brown Brothers Harriman and Company, which is directly related to the Bush family. Weird. So it's Trump back and forth with the Bushes and the Rothschilds, constantly trying to get leverage over him. You could look at the marriage with Kushner as a professional situation, tying families together. But again, that doesn't make sense when you look at the relationship with the Trumps and like Eric Prince. So these people know each other and have known each other for a very long time. And they all keep finding themselves in linchpins, positions of power. Because when you're there, well, then that makes the art of the deal a lot easier, because you become indispensable. So as long as you can continue to put yourself in those roles, well, you're going to create an opening eventually. So put on a happy face, smile, play the game for as long as you have to, just like Admiral Mike Rogers did to get where he needed to be able to do what he needed to do. And then when you're ready, pull that bottom card or knock that domino, let it fall.